before we're gonna start, yeah, I was just like minding my own business last week, and then out of nowhere, my video got like a little bit more views than it usually did, because I'm a decently small channel. Nah, I'm just a small channel. I think it's sitting at like around 700 views now, which is just an amazing number to have on a video. And if you did enjoy the video, thank you, and I hope you're getting back for the next episode, which is this one. I did make a video about my collection, obviously, but I never really made a video about why I do it and what the good thing in it is. Like, what is in it for you if you decide to have your own sealed collection. And that's kind of what I'm going into in this video. I do want to give some sort of disclaimers, a few actually, one a little bit more important than the other. Number one is I am not responsible for any financial decisions you are end up making after watching this video. I just try to be a voice of many voices, and that's kind of the idea. And I'm also just want to tell you what type of collector I am, so keep that in mind. There are different type of collectors with different budgets, and that's very important. Thing number two is simply that obviously I'm not going to show you like a 15 thing list of things you need to do. This is the way that I invest in, and this is the way that I look into products, which is also very important. Spoiler alert, that's not a lot. Like, there might be a few things that I look into for a product if I want to have it in my collection, but that's not a lot of things. So yeah, I do want to make that very clear here. I'm gonna go over it probably very quickly, but I do like to talk about it, because it's definitely different than just buying a product that I want to open. They're two completely different things, and I do absolutely mean that. If you're gonna look at an item like it is a sealed collection piece instead of something you want to open, I do feel like that's, for me, where it started. If you're gonna make a distinct difference also mentally in your head, then I do feel like you're gonna make better in investments. And I do feel like there are three types of very important products that you do need to know. These products have different packs, different values, different things to offer in your sealed collection. And again, I do want to say that I am a modern collector. I barely invest anything vintage. Matter of fact, I don't have a single thing vintage, because that means that the entire budget on this sealed collection that is currently in boxes in front of me would be blown on like one vintage piece item, and that might lose its value like 3 times the next day, and that's not a very good thing. I like to keep it modern. I think the one that people are most familiar with is set specific items, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you an example on one now, which is a one that I think everybody knows. It is a Elite Trainer box, and specifically I have here the Chilling Reign Elite Trainer box. The thing that you're getting with this piece, that if you like Chilling Reign and only Chilling Reign, and you want more of Chilling Reign instead of just different things, let's say promo cards, other sets, then a set specific item, or in this case just a Chilling Reign Elite Trainer box, booster box, 3-pack blisters, those are set specific items. Those are going to be great for you. If you put all your money in one thing and that one thing goes down in value, you lose all the money you've put into that one thing. I don't feel like that's that big of a thing to say. You need to be very confident in that set. Collection boxes or non-set specific items, and obviously I point out collection boxes here, but this can be all type of boxes that have either a special thing with it, let's say promo card, pin, whatever, and multiple sets. This is the RSV figure collection box. It has 2 Brilliant Stars, a Cosmic Eclipse, and a Chilling Reign. I'm looking at it like I haven't seen this thing 100 times. I know what's in this thing. Non-set specific items are most of the time better. If we go again to, let's say, Chilling Reign goes down in value, there are 2 other sets in that box. So in terms of pack value, you're just not going down as much. It's not that hard to really think about, but nothing I'm going to say is that hard to think about. It's just the things that I, discovered from sealed collecting for about a year. And the other thing makes a lot of sense. Promo cards, figures, stuff like that. Extra things that are simply not in other boxes, and I paid less for that box than I did for the Chilling Reign ETB. I do feel like that makes sense, because with the Chilling Reign ETB, you're going to get yourself 8 packs. But I think those 4 packs in value might be somewhat close to the Chilling Reign ETB packs, just the packs alone. But that is the example that I want to give you. The way that you look at products, in my opinion, is this way. This is by far the biggest thing that is different from sealed collecting and just opening stuff, or at least buying for opening. But the most important thing is that I do feel like a good Pokemon TCG sealed collection is not going to be great without a little bit of love or a little bit of passion. I want to make it very obvious. If I look at a pack and I'm going to be like, that pack in that box is going to be this many bucks in how much time, it usually is at least 5 years for me. I will not be selling this stuff next year. At least that's what I expect. If there's a ridiculous price for it or a hype for it, I will most likely do it. But what I'm trying to say here is I'm not going for, if like a pack is like $5, if it's going at like 7 or 8 that I'm selling it. No, I want 15, maybe even 20. That's what I want. I'm saying this without any experience of that because I'm not collecting long enough for that. But if you are fine with a little bit less profit, or maybe even, you want even more, that is completely fine. That is also something that is up to you. There is a time that is very good to sell, and I cannot really tell you that. You're just gonna notice it. There's a lot of hype for it's a certain set or a product like Evolving Skies had, then that's probably gonna be the set to sell at that point. If it's not a set that has the potential of Evolving Skies, which can go way beyond $10 a pack, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Like Rebel Clash might become very popular tomorrow and might get to like 10 to like $15 a pack, and then I'm probably gonna sell everything Rebel Clash I have, because why would I keep it for if it's going to be $15 in like 5 to 6 years again, or maybe even longer, because it's it's Rebel Clash. That's kind of what I'm saying. But that is something that I cannot really tell you because I'm not really collecting for that long. As I already said, this is something that I know. I'm not going to give you a 15 thing breakdown that I want to that I'm telling you here. A lot of people obviously are maybe afraid to seal collect after they've been collecting just card collecting for a very long time. I do want to make it very clear, I barely had a time that I was only collecting cards, I think for about a month or 2 months, and then I already, started to buy stuff that I've not opened since then, and that is almost a year ago. I don't think there's anything to be scared of here. If you buy your Pokemon TCG product, it's yours. You can do with it whatever you want. I feel like, is that good English? I don't know. But what I'm trying to say here. It does not make sense. It really, really does not make sense to call me a scalper. A scalper is someone that is holding other people from buying a product, or that they have so much that they're holding other people off from buying the product. The most that I have of one product is the Arceus V figure collection. The reason that I have that is because there's too many fun items, and that's really important. I like Pokemon TCG as well. There are too many fun items to just buy 5 or 6 boxes that are going to cost over 150, $200 when I could spend the 150 on other items that are fun. If you really care about investing, getting the absolute most money out of Pokemon TCG, you need to invest in crypto or in something else that's going to give you a lot of money in a very short time. This is an investment for people that like to invest in it, and I feel like that's very important. But calling me a scalper just because I'm not opening my stuff, I am fine, and I do feel like this is very important for you to know. I am fine with opening every single item in my collection if it disappoints me in price and the amount of time that I actually had it to wait. If in 5 or 6 years I expected that Chilling Reign ETB to go to this amount of money and it went to way less than that, and I'm gonna open it, then I'm perfectly fine with that. Other people might not be, and if you're not gonna be fine with that, I would really advise you just simply not collect at all. I know that sounds very harsh, but this is something that you're not doing to get the absolute most money out of something. Having said that, there's one thing that I do want to talk about, and I do feel like you have to keep in your head, and that is one big word, or it's actually a combination of words. It's MSRP. It's something that we use for pretty much everything, but in Pokemon TCG, it's very important because it really depends on if you get a good deal in a box or not. MSRP stands for, I could be wrong here, but this is what I know, manufacturer store recommended price. This is kind of like the base price. It could be sale price as well, but this is kind of like the base price that you're seeing products in stores. This Arceus V figure collection box over right here, that box is $30 or 30 euros MSRP. I do feel like it was 35 euros base price here where I'm from. I'm European, by the way, if you don't know. The big thing with that is that is the absolute biggest factor if you're getting a good deal or not. If I bought those two Arceus V figure collection boxes that I have in my collection for 26 each, that means that it's $4 under MSRP. That means that there is way more supply than people that want to buy them, which makes stores drop the price, which makes people be like, oh, I want that. That is the strongest factor you're going to have for getting a good deal, and also the easiest one. There are probably other ways to just do it, but I'm always doing it like this, so it has worked for me. I barely have any products that are genuinely under MSRP or under the standard base price. There are definitely certain sites that you can visit that just generally have stuff under MSRP. Like in stores, like in big retail stores, you're most likely not going to find anything at MSRP, or at least not under MSRP. But MSRP is something that I can tell you everything about. The biggest thing you need to know is just know the MSRP of everything you're buying. This is not difficult. With a 3-pack blister here in Europe, it's 18 euros. So I know that if I'm getting it for 15 or 16, I'm gonna get a good deal. If that 3-pack blister at the time is at $13, I'm not getting a good deal at 16 bucks, but then I'm gonna know it's gonna be at $13 or 13 euros. You're gonna know that, and I just feel like this is probably the biggest tip that I can give you. I have a lot of items in my collection that I wished I paid a different price for just because I didn't know what MSRP was, or I didn't know the MSRP of certain products. This is really only important for modern stuff. For stuff that is out of print, there really isn't an MSRP. The price can go up or it can go down. Matter of fact, even for products that are still in production, you can just have prices that are going up and down. And if I'm not going to be the only person you're going to take advice from, please don't do that, then I 100% think you're going to be fine. But the reason I think Pokemon TCG or just collecting in Pokemon cards is such a good thing is because of that reason. It is so hard to lose a substantial amount of money. Not a lot, not some money. Like I have lost maybe 20 to 30 bucks, like moments that I could have bought it at a different time, but even right now, it's probably not even worth less. It's so hard because if you're going to buy something for under MSRP, it needs to become even more printed and less popular for it to go down in price. There's one item that I really lost money on, and that was a VMAX Climax booster box, a Japanese set that I needed to get from Japan. I needed to pay over 20 bucks in taxes, shipping, all of that stuff. Bought it in February, and I think the lowest price was somewhere in August. So, I should have just waited longer, but as I already said, I didn't know what MSRP was. I just wanted to open the box. I wanted to have it in my collection. Although I still do that with some products, most of the time I have a little bit more of the temp, and I have the last really key word: patience. You need to wait. FOMO is a really important word. FOMO simply stands for fear of missing out, and with some products that's really important. If you're gonna have a product that comes out and it is very popular, it is going to go down in price. That is always the case, especially with new products. Like Evolving Skies might never get a reprint. I don't know when it's when it's going to get its last reprint, but if Evolving Skies would have been new and we would have all bought booster boxes at the beginning when it first came out, then it always is going to go down in price. That will always be the case. Obviously, there are some products where there is a printing error or there's simply not as much of. Like this could not be the case with maybe like specialty sets or the Celebrations Ultra Premium collection box, which obviously had way less supply and was way harder to get. But I don't feel like Pokemon is going to make that mistake again, because that's just missing out on money, and I don't feel like you want to do that. The rest of the investing journey is going to be fun. It's going to be some loss here and there, but it's most of all just going to be fun. Please ignore the people that are going to call you scalpers. As long as you are not a store and you're not buying like 15 or 20 of something, which I hope you're not doing, especially when you're on a budget, because it really is about collecting. Like I also collect different stuff. Then you're going to be perfectly fine. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you a lot for those 700 views on the video. I know it might not sound like in the YouTube grand scheme of things, it might not sound like, a lot, but 700 is an absolute insane amount. And yeah, I just hope to see you guys back in the next videos, and hopefully in this one as well. Obviously, I don't know that yet. Subscribe if you want to see more. Like if you like this video, obviously. And yeah, thank you for watching. I think that was it. 20 minutes. We hit 20 minutes. Yes, sir. Let's go. Thank you.